And most people would step up for a neighbor going through a tough time. Most people around here help out friends and family when they need it. But the funny thing is, most of us won't look for help when we need it. Resources out there that can help. And it's okay to talk about it if you need to. One place to get started with information is loveyourmindtoday.org. Loveyourmindtoday.org offers a range of guides, instructions, and insights for dealing with difficult situations or getting through a tough time. If you're struggling with mental health, get the help you need, because most people out here really care. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 11 o'clock.
With your news flash, I'm Ryan Gatenby. Brought to you by KFC. Hundreds of Illinois workers could lose their jobs in the coming months, according to the latest WARN Act report. The law requires larger employers to give workers at least 60 days notice before major layoffs or plant closures. An Illinois Senate committee has advanced a bill placing new requirements on charter schools. The proposal would require operators to finalize renewal agreements within 90 days and maintain financial security in case of closure. Critics warn the bill could force some charters to shut down. A proposed Illinois bill targeting handgun conversion devices is drawing criticism from gun rights advocates. Supporters say the measure would address switches that convert semi-automatic pistols to automatic fire. Critics argue it would mainly affect commonly owned handguns without reducing violent crime. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
A KFC tale in the pursuit of flavor. The greatest insult the Colonel ever suffered was being served a wrap that was just a snack by a friend. So he took 2 crispy tenders, lettuce, tomatoes, and pepper mayo, and wrapped them in a soft tortilla. It wasn't a snack, it was a meal. He called it a twister, and never called that friend again. The Colonel lived, so we could chicken. The Twister, now back at KFC, classic or with bacon. Also try it spicy. It's finger-licking good.
Prices and participation may vary.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. With your news flash, I'm Ryan Gatenby. Brought to you by KFC. Hundreds of Illinois workers could lose their jobs in the coming months, according to the latest WARN Act report. The law requires larger employers to give workers at least 60 days notice before major layoffs or plant closures. An Illinois Senate committee has advanced a bill placing new requirements on charter schools. The proposal would require operators to finalize renewal agreements within 90 days and maintain financial security in case of closure. Critics warn the bill could force some charters to shut down. A proposed Illinois bill targeting handgun conversion devices is drawing criticism from gun rights advocates. Supporters say the measure would address switches that convert semi-automatic pistols to automatic fire. Critics argue it would mainly affect commonly owned handguns without reducing violent crime. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
A KFC tale in the pursuit of flavor. The greatest insult the Colonel ever suffered was being served a wrap that was just a snack by a friend. So he took 2 crispy tenders, lettuce, tomatoes, and pepper mayo, and wrapped them in a soft tortilla. It wasn't a snack, it was a meal. He called it a twister, and never called that friend again. The Colonel lived, so we could chicken. The Twister, now back at KFC, classic or with bacon. Also try it spicy. It's finger-licking good.
Prices and participation may vary.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blade. This afternoon, partly sunny with a high near 43. Later tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 29. Looking ahead to Saturday, a chance of snow showers, then a slight chance of rain and snow showers with a high near 41. Currently, it's 36 and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
We know exactly what you're not thinking about right now. Wiper blades. But now that you are, take a moment to think about how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America. Why? Because Rain-X thinks about wiper blades all the time. We obsess, so you don't have to. Simply install our blades and then think about literally anything else. So choose Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blades, and then go back to not thinking about wiper blades. Rain-X. Outsmart the
Before the weather gets too cold, it's time to finish up those outdoor jobs. That's why ComEd wants you to know that electricity can jump from a power line to you and to the tools you're using. So maintain a safe distance from any power lines. You can also call ComEd at 1-800-EDISON-1 to have those power lines de-energized the next time you do any work around them. Stay smart, stay safe, stay back. ComEd, powering lives.
Do you ever crave a delicious treat, but that pesky guilt lingers over you? Well, you can have your dessert and eat it too. Desserts that's gluten-free, keto, vegan, and actually delicious. Yes, we're serious. At Desserts Without Regrets, located in Gilbert's, we bake for people who read labels. Custom cookies, celebration cakes, and treats made with clean ingredients and zero guilt. No walk-ins, because great dessert takes planning. Pre-order only at dessertswithoutregrets.com or call Daria at 312-610-9033. That's Desserts Without Regrets, because dessert should never be a regret. And welcome in, folks, here to Out to Lunch on WRMN AM 1410. We are broadcasting live here from Studio 14, serving you, the Fox River Valley area. Today is a fantastic Friday. It is quite windy out there today. I had to put a little bit of, I'm just letting you know, I had to put a little extra product in my hair today because I was like, I don't want it flying all over the place, okay? I work hard to keep my mane coiffed. So with that being said, it's quite windy outside today, so just make sure that you are careful on the roads, especially if you are going on the tollway. You are listening here to Out to Lunch. Out to Lunch is sponsored by St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin. Get back to doing what you love with expert orthopedic and spine care at St. Joseph Hospital. From advanced surgery to personalized rehab, their specialists are with you throughout your care journey. They're a proud member of Prime Healthcare, and they're here to keep you moving. So you can schedule your appointment today by calling their number at 847-931-5525 or visit their website at stjosephelgin.com to learn more. So thank you so much to St. Joseph Hospital of Elgin for sponsoring today's show, Out to Lunch. We know it. It's a Friday. It's a Foodie Friday. Later today, after around 11:34 or so, we're going to be doing our Foodie Friday segment where we like to talk about specific recipes that you, the listeners out there, submit to me, and I search through them and see which one I'm going to pick. And then we announce it during that time, and we talk about those really cool recipes that you might enjoy. So I've got another great one from our listener, Greg, today, and we'll talk about that later today. Of course, it is a Foodie Friday, so we like to talk about food, but we also like to discuss businesses and organizations who do provide food for those who are in need. And Food for Greater Elgin is a massive staple here in Elgin and around the Fox River Valley area that are helping folks who are in need. And let me tell you, there are a lot of really great businesses that are also working hand in hand with Food for Greater Elgin. And that's where this upcoming Pallet to Pallet event is coming back again this year. You can join them for Pallet to Pallet. This is coming up on Tuesday, March 31st, 2026 from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. at the center of Elgin at the beautiful Heritage Ballroom. And we are graced today by, of course, Emily Tyler and Aaron Katie joining us again in studio to talk about it with us. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
You're very welcome. So for folks who are just tuning in, who maybe have never listened to WRMN, if you just want to do a little introduction of yourselves and what you do with Food for Greater Elgin.
Sure. I'm Emily, and I am the Director of Development with Food for Greater Elgin. So I raise money for the pantry and then also do a lot of community outreach and just being out and about, making sure people know about us.
Absolutely.
And then I'm Erin. I'm our development associate with Food for Greater Elgin. So I do a lot of the same. I'm kind of like Emily's right-hand man. I help a lot with social media and then doing a lot of community outreach as well, putting together fundraisers and getting to know the community.
Awesome. That's great. And how long have you been doing this?
I have been there for, I think now I'm at 3 months. 3 or 4 months,
3 or 4
maybe we
months?
might be coming up to.
Nice. Very nice. How long have you been with Food for Greater Elgin?
Almost 3 years.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So let's talk a little bit about Pallet to Pallet. This is is this the second or third year?
It's actually probably the 10th or 11th
goodness.
year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's really evolved over time.
Yeah.
It actually started soon after the pantry opened. I don't know an exact year, so if anybody out there does, please get in touch because we need to know. But it originally started similar to what the how it's structured now as kind of a mini Taste of Chicago, where we invite local restaurants to give tastes of their food. And throughout the years, it has kind of shifted and evolved, especially during COVID. You know, we had to go contactless. So we made, together with Elgin Public House and Cafe Roma, they helped us create gourmet food boxes that people could take home and cook. And then 1 or 2 years, it was just a sit-down dinner event at Elgin Public House. And then for the last 3 years, it's been back to kind of that original format of the mini Taste of Chicago style event.
Definitely. Now, it's really cool, too, is people can expect, I mean, there's lots of different businesses that come together to join in with Pallet to Pallet. So how do you market to them, or how is it that they come to you to be a part of Pallet to Pallet?
So people kind of come around in a lot of different ways. For us, a lot of times, you know, if there's connections with certain restaurants or we happen to know people who work with them, we're very connected to, you know, our Elgin community. So we'll kind of get in contact and tell them about our event. And a lot of people just want to do it because they love Food for Greater Elgin. They love our mission and it's something that they want to be a part of in general. So a lot of times, yeah, it's just connecting with our friends, bringing them on board, and then just in different ways that we kind of market or connect with the community, other restaurants will hear about it, and they'll just, again, they're interested in the idea, and we're very lucky that we get so many people who want to do this and like our mission enough that they just want to be a part of it in general.
Awesome. Now, there for the businesses, it's all restaurants, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
people will get a little taste of each individual place to go to. You get to speak with the staff members, and then there's a wide range of different food to try from. Now, you told me too a little bit off the air that you've actually you have more people this year who are joining in, which is great.
Yeah, last year we had 13 restaurants with us, and this year we're up to 19.
That's great.
So yeah, and that's just by word of mouth and us reaching out to restaurants. We had a few join that we didn't even know, you know, they just contacted us, which was amazing. And so we're so grateful. I mean, we clearly cannot do this event without those restaurants. So I just want to give a huge shout out to all of our vendors, restaurants who are participating in Palate to Palate, because they give a lot to be there. They give their time, they give their food, they give their staff. It is an amazing gift from those restaurants. So we're really very grateful.
Definitely. And so many, each individual restaurant offers their own style, their own taste of something, right? Whether it's something that, especially too, they have their own stories. The stories of why they do what they do and why they sell what they sell. And especially when it's, a family business, or maybe it's a single-owned business, you get to taste a little something of everything. And so the term palate to palate is really, if you can elaborate a little bit more on how that was kind of, what that really means.
Yeah, I mean, at our warehouse, we're basically a big warehouse, and we bring food in and we distribute food to our guests. And, food comes on pallets, so it's a kind of a play on words. So we're going from palate, the food, to palate, tasting the food, the palate of our mouths. So that's where the name comes from, that it's, kind of a warehouse to tasting type thing that
Warehouse
we're inviting
to the people.
That's right. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
And that's cool too. I mean, there's a lot of different, when I went last year, there was a wide range of different options to choose from. So for folks who maybe like pasta food, there's pasta. For people who like enchiladas, you can get some of those. I mean, again, these are all businesses. Are they all stationed in Elgin, or are there ones that are even outside of Elgin a little bit too? Is it all more local?
Yeah, so it's for the most part pretty much local, but it expands outside of Elgin. So we have some businesses in Hoffman Estates, in West Dundee. We've got a few from Geneva this year.
Nice.
So we've expanded a little bit around Caden County, but for the most part, all a part of our greater Elgin community, we'll say.
That's awesome. What are some of your personal favorites that you like when it comes to the food tastings? Because you got to come hungry, because there's a wide range.
We've heard people say, I ate before I came because I wasn't sure what it would be. And there's so much food.
Yeah.
There's so much food. So.
That would be a regrettable decision. I'd say don't eat for most of the day before you come.
Yeah.
In terms of favorites, that's really hard. We have a lot of great returning vendors, people who we've partnered with in the past. We've got El Patio, Be Unique, and Kubo Sushi, which are right around the corner from us. Elgin Public House. We've got Portillo's and Culver's in Elgin. So we've got a lot that, we've seen before. And then we've got a lot of great new ones as well, like Eastside Cafe in West Dundee. Down in Geneva, Mosaic Kitchen and Lake Cochon Wine and Bistro. So we've got a lot of interesting new stuff. So it's hard to say what my favorite is. I'm really interested to try a lot of stuff. They're sending us the recipes they're planning to incorporate, and it's very exciting. It'll be great.
Very good. I'm sorry, you were going to say?
Oh, I was just going to say, one of my favorites that has become a favorite since we had them at Palate to Palate last year is Stewart's Cheesecake. They were a first-time vendor last year, and since last year, I have purchased their cheesecakes a lot since then because I just loved them so much. And then also La Cosecha is one of my favorites as well, a local tamale shop, and they make their tamales, they make homemade tortillas, and I also learned of them last year at Palate to Palate. So those have become two of my favorites as well.
That's awesome. I know Stewart's Cheesecakes I actually heard from when it was the downtown Elgin Market.
Yeah.
We interviewed them a couple years ago, and then when I saw them at the Palate to Palate event last year, I was like, oh, I know these people. I got to get some cheesecakes.
Yes.
It's always so good.
So good.
Yes. And I know they sell to a couple other places too. There's one kind of like a bar setting that they sell to. I think it's in St. Charles, I want to say. Or Crystal, I think it's Crystal Lake, maybe.
Okay.
I went there one time and I was like, they serve Stewart's Cheesecakes here? That is so cool. So, I mean, there's a wide expansion that a lot of these businesses do too, but it especially brings people together, and it goes for an even bigger cause. Tell us what that bigger cause is.
The bigger cause is feeding people. Food for Greater Elgin is a guest choice food pantry, which means that when people come to get food from us, they're given a grocery cart, and they get to walk around as if they're in a grocery store and choose their food. And all of the money that is raised from pallet to pallet goes directly to that mission. Purchasing food and feeding people. That's what we do. We do food, and we do it with dignity. We feed people with dignity and respect.
Absolutely. I love that. And I've talked about this before. When I was in high school, I volunteered for like a week at Food for Greater Elgin. So I know what that's like. People come in, they have their carts. You get to talk to them. You get to help them, stock the shelves and everything. So, I was working behind the scenes there for even just a week. And I still remember it was back in 2014, 2015. So it's been a while, but I still remember it very well because it was a very memorable experience.
Yeah.
So
That's great. Thank you for being there. Yeah. We really can't, honestly, we cannot do what we do without volunteers. I always tell people that if all of our volunteers call off for a distribution, we would have to close for that day because that's how important they are to what we do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, are there still volunteer opportunities for this event if people might be interested?
Actually, we're full up on volunteers. They jumped at the chance to help this year really quickly, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So we're full up for volunteers, but there's still tickets available.
Awesome. Yes, and you can get those tickets if you go to Food for Greater Elgin. You can get tickets. They're available. Let me pull up the website here so that people can see it if they're watching on YouTube.
Yeah.
And again, it's presented by Food for Greater Elgin, Pallet to Pallet 2026. You can check out sponsorships and tickets and even donating too. So people can also donate. They do have that share button on Facebook, so make sure you're sharing it to the folks so people know about it too. I have a feeling that, last year I know it was pretty packed. I think it's going to be even more so with especially more choices.
Yeah. Yeah, we've kind of changed the setup a little bit this year so that we have a little more space because it was packed last year. And adding more vendors and more attendees, we knew that would be an issue. So we've tried to work around that a bit this year and hopefully make some more space.
Very good.
Yeah.
Is there still so you're all filled up now with the vendors? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So if people want to maybe schedule it for next year, they can go to your website. They can reach out to you. How would people be able to do that?
Absolutely. So yeah, send us an email. My email address is etyler@ffge.org. And we'd love to be in conversation about having you on next year.
I love it. And then, folks, if you're watching on YouTube, I got some pictures here that you can see. So you get a little taste of what to expect with some of the events. And then you also do have a drawing. So that's something cool too. Tell us a little bit about this drawing for people who don't know about it.
Yeah, so we've got a big raffle that we're doing. We've put together lots of amazing prizes, different baskets. We've ranged from skincare to different experiences around Elgin to things in Chicago to artwork to food. There's a whole slew of different things and we've had generously donated to us from a number of different organizations. Sporting events, all that good stuff. So yeah, you'll be able to participate in that. Like I said, there's a lot of amazing things. So it's definitely worth putting your name in for.
Definitely. Yeah, there's a whole big table spread for folks who don't know, and it's got a lot of different things. Looking at, here's an example, like a picture if you're watching on YouTube. So they have one, last year they had one that was called Take Me Out to the Ball Game, and it was all ball game related things, summer days ahead. I mean, they have wines, they've got fun little gift prizes, things like that too. And again, you get to check out those local businesses. Mama Lee's Gourmet Popcorn, really cool place to go to. All those different flavors. So definitely check it out. It is coming up, and you don't want to miss out on the opportunity, of course, to go, especially for a greater cause, too. Now, when it comes to sponsorships, people can sponsor the event. How can people go about doing so?
Yeah, so we like to bring in a lot of especially local businesses. If you're just interested in supporting our cause, you can go to our website, and there's it's tiered sponsorships. So it starts at a level of, we call it bronze, and it's $500, and then it goes up from there. And again, all of that money just goes straight back to our operations, to getting people food. And it's just an opportunity. And then we bring in local businesses, and we'll get a chance to feature them in some way. Some of our sponsors this year include Mineralac, Brilliant Subaru, JBSS, Consumers Credit Union, St. Joseph's Hospital is joining us this year. Ball Horticultural, Elgin State Bank. We've got a whole slew. That's just to name a few. We've got lots and lots of people, a lot of amazing organizations that are joining us. So yeah, if you're interested, you or your organization wants to partner with us or be a part of, this opportunity, we'd love to have you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and every sponsorship does come with tickets to the event.
Yes.
So
Nice.
every
Okay.
level comes with a certain number of tickets. So you also get to come to the event and taste all the great food.
Very, very good. And then, of course, I know that with the parking, how does that work out? Because I know when I went, I had to park I parked in the regular parking garage. So there should be plenty of space there, too. There's also parking right near the Heritage Ballroom, which is kind of in the main Edward Schock Parking Center. And then there's the surrounding areas, too. So
Yeah. I mean, the center is very easily accessible. So that's it's a great venue for that reason. Parking is easy to find either in the garage or lot or street parking. There's plenty to go around.
awesome. Very cool. We've got about roughly 4 minutes or so left. Was there anything else that you wanted to add to let people know about this event? I mean, again, this is an event dedicated to really empowering neighbors to keep food on the table. And they, of course, would love to see you out at the Palate to Palate event, too. You get to also mingle with other people, too.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
very
It's a
cool.
great networking opportunity.
Yeah.
Lots of key leaders in the community are there and supporting what we do. I will say that we feed about 150,000 people every year. So when you're supporting Food for Greater Elgin, you're helping do that. You're feeding people, a lot of people. We have about 1,000 people that come through our pantry on a weekly basis.
That's awesome.
So when you come to help out with a distribution, you're helping feed about 500 people each time. When you take the people that are shopping times the people that are in their household, that adds up really fast. And so when you give $1 or $5 or 500, no matter what size you're gifting, it's making a huge impact. We can make $10 turn into about $80 worth of groceries.
Wow.
So if
Great.
if you were to spend $10 at the grocery store, you just get $10 worth of food. But if you give us $10, we can get $80 worth of food based on how we source food and where we get our food from. So again, every dollar goes a long way.
Definitely. And then outside of the Palate to Palate event, do you have any other events that are coming up? Maybe things that you're going to be attending to or attending at different venues? Anything that else is coming up?
Yeah, we'll be around. We the summer is a very busy time for us. We try to get to as many community events as possible. We also, as soon as Palate to Palate is over, we begin planning for our golf outing, which is this year, September 14th, the Monday after Labor Day. Chip In for Hunger is the name of that event. So we'll be looking for sponsorships again and raffle prizes and all of the things again as soon as we finish. When we finish one event, we move right on to the next.
I love that.
So
That's so cool. So, folks, check it out today. This is Palate to Palate. You can go to their website, foodforgreaterelgin.org is their website to go to. It's the first thing that really pops up. You can find it, Palate to Palate, be a sponsor or get those tickets. Oh, wait, let me slide over. There we go. And then you can go and you can get those tickets. You can also donate. It tells you with the location, the date and time. And again, if you do have any questions, feel free to contact Emily. That's etyler@ffge.org or the number followed on by up on the screen there too. So feel free to check that out. I know, of course, you also have a Facebook page, Food for Greater Elgin. You're updating the folks in the community very regularly. You do a lot of postings on there. So people want to keep up to date with that. Feel free, of course, to also check that out as well. Thank you so much for joining us today here on Out to Lunch. We greatly appreciate it.
absolutely.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Folks, we'll take a quick time out here and we'll be back with more here on Out to Lunch, WRMN AM 1410. So stay tuned and we'll be back with more in just a little bit.
With your news flash, I'm Ryan Gatenby. Brought to you by KFC. An Illinois Senate committee has advanced a bill placing new requirements on charter schools. The proposal would require operators to finalize renewal agreements within 90 days and maintain financial security in case of closure. Critics warn the bill could force some charters to shut down. A proposed Illinois bill targeting handgun conversion devices is drawing criticism from gun rights advocates. Supporters say the measure would address switches that convert semi-automatic pistols to automatic fire. Critics argue it would mainly affect commonly owned handguns without reducing violent crime. Hundreds of Illinois workers could lose their jobs in the coming months, according to the latest WRN Act report. The law requires larger employers to give workers at least 60 days' notice before major layoffs or plant closures. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Hi, Flo here to say that Progressive knows that life can change quickly, so it's good to have flexible coverage.
Oh, like when I have to take my ex off my policy.
Oh, sorry. But yes, we can do that.
And can you send them a message and tell them that they have trust issues that they need to work on?
We don't really get in the middle of these conflicts.
Also, can you let him know that I was faking interest in his band and it's probably time to grow up?
I'm not going to do it. Just know that with Progressive, you can easily make changes to your auto insurance because we know life changes.
Also, I'm staying in touch with his mom because she's absolutely lovely.
Bad idea.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Paid for by Michael Pierce for Congress.
I am an Illinois conservative candidate for U.S. Congress running to represent the 11th District, and it was called Illinois home for my entire life. I'm a college graduate and earned both my master's and doctorate degrees while serving my country in the armed forces. I retired from the Army with the rank of Lieutenant Colonel and afterwards continued working for the Department of Defense for both the European and Africa commands. As a service-disabled veteran, I remain active in veterans organizations. I continue to work diligently for the benefit of veterans in need to help them and their families transition from military back to civilian life. I need your vote to go to Washington to represent Illinois, to fight for a brighter future for its residents, and help eliminate Washington's inefficient, bloated bureaucracy that had plagued our previous administration. My name is Mike Pierce, Republican candidate for U.S. Congress, 11th District. I want to work for you and bring real change to Illinois and to Washington. I am asking for your vote. And I approve this message.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blade. This afternoon, partly sunny with a high near 43. A high wind warning is in effect until 4 p.m. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 29. Looking ahead to Saturday, a chance of snow showers with a high near 41. Currently, it's 36 and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
And welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch here on WRMN. Thank you again to Emily Tyler and Aaron Katie for coming into the station today to talk about Palate to Palate 2026 event brought to you by the Food for Greater Elgin. So thank you again for them to come in and talk a little bit more about it once again with us. WRMN is going to be out there on March 31st. We're looking forward to the event starting at 5:30. That is going to be at the beautiful Heritage Ballroom. And they have, they've got more people that are going to be there. Yes, they do. So that means more food options. And of course, those proceeds go back into the community for those who need food. We all need it, right? So it's very important. What time is it? It is approaching almost to 11:35. Look alive because it is our Foodie Friday segment. Yes. So, what is Foodie Friday segment? Well, every Friday around this time, I like to do a little bit of a promotion on something that's a recipe. A recipe of your favorite. Maybe it's a family recipe. Maybe it's a recipe that you just randomly found online and you're like, hey, that sounds pretty cool. I want to share it with the listeners out there, the community, so they know exactly what I personally like and what you might maybe enjoy too. We got another lovely, fantastic recipe. Absolutely the best, according to Greg here. Thank you again, Greg, for sharing this for me and for you, the listeners out there, for today's Foodie Friday recipe. And that is, in season, corned beef. Yes, corned beef. Now, of course, St. Patrick's Day is coming up next Tuesday. That is on the 17th. It is also election night, so you got a double there too. But if you are planning on having some delicious corned beef, this is a great recipe for you. Now, according to Greg here, this is a Jewish grandma's corned beef recipe, and he says that you will never have to boil again. Some tips include be sure to buy a corned beef with the seasoning packet and refrigerate after cooking before slicing. Now, this is a recipe that he got from allrecipes.com. Let's hop on into it. And of course, you can't go wrong by also listening and watching on our YouTube page because pictures are involved. It's something that's hopefully coming to the palate there, right? So let's talk a little bit about this. This is something in season, and this is called the braised corned beef brisket. Now, it looks like there are a total of 134 photos on allrecipes.com about this recipe. That includes people who have made it and shared it. There's a total of 918 views and a total of over 1,000 ratings on this. So this sounds like it is a pretty good dish. It gets a 4.9 out of a 5. So you are getting high quality experience here, folks. This is a corned beef brisket. This is submitted by an All Recipes member on allrecipes.com. This was given to, this person writes, my mother-in-law. It has been a treasured family recipe. The brisket is seared in a hot skillet, then it's topped with sliced onions and garlic. After that, it's braised for about 6 hours for a tender, juicy roast. So this is definitely not a quick dinner. This is something that you put a lot of love, elbow grease, and energy into it. It's so worth the wait, they say. You will never have corned beef like this. And if you try it, they truly believe you will never go back to traditionally boiled beef. It is their favorite for St. Patrick's and Jewish dinner, but they love it so much that they cook it year round. So let's talk a little bit about what to do first. First, what you do is, of course, you've got to prep it. The prep time is 15 minutes. The cook time in total is 6 hours and 15 minutes. Servings of about 6 people. With this, of course, it does show you a little bit about what to do with even some of those really cool video demonstrations. And of course, you can also find it on many different YouTube channels that are featured out there. Now, of course, if you look at the picture here of some of the delicious braised corned beef briskets, you know that the meat is quite tender. You can see that it's cut in a very fashionable way. And of course, it's topped with those onions and other delicious ingredients. So you definitely want to give it a try. Now, everyone's is going to turn out just a little bit different. Maybe a little bit red in the center, maybe a little bit more crispier on the outside. Keep in mind, too, that you can also utilize this recipe to make it not just as is, but maybe incorporate it into a form of a sandwich or maybe in soup. So there's lots of different ways to do it. But this is the step to take when it comes to corned beef brisket. First and foremost, though, you got to know what it is. Corned beef is a beef brisket, a cut of meat from the breast or lower chest that has been cured into salt solutions. Now, corning result is intensely flavorful. It's super tender meat. That's what causes it. And in this recipe, the corned beef brisket is seared in a hot skillet and then braised all day with garlic and onions for a melt-in-your-mouth texture and perfect flavor. Now, what do you want to serve with the corned beef brisket? This is totally up to you on what you like, but if you want to maybe stick to kind of that Irish-inspired feast, you can, of course, enjoy Ma Girl serving, recipe creator Maui Girl, served this corned beef brisket with colcannon, steve cabbage wedges, braised carrots, and parsnips for a complete Irish-inspired feast. That's usually what our family does on St. Patrick's Day. When we have corned beef, we usually do incorporate those complete Irish-inspired choices. Now, if you're looking for a little bit more delicious inspiration, there are a lot of different recipes out there that you can also find for yourself. Now, how do you store this corned beef brisket? Well, allow the corned beef brisket to cool completely before storing. Transfer leftovers into a shallow, airtight container or wrap them tightly in foil. Then you refrigerate it for up to 4 days. Now, if you want to reheat it, you can place it in an oven-safe dish, cover with foil to keep it from drying out, and warm it to 350 degrees Fahrenheit over in the oven until it's heated through. You can also add a little splash of some broth or water before reheating, and that can really help to make the meat tender and juicy, and you can salt it afterwards too. The recipes here do say that you can freeze corned beef brisket. Yes, you can. Wrap your cooled leftovers in freezing wrap, and then of course you can follow it with a layer of foil for added protection. So what are the ingredients needed with this? Well, you are going to need 1 or 5 pound flat cut corned beef brisket, especially if you are feeding a large family. You also get a tablespoon of browning sauce, such as kitchen bouquet, and then, or as desired too. Then you get a tablespoon of some vegetable oil, which is incorporated into this mixture. You get an onion, you slice it, make sure you're not crying too much. And then, of course, you've got these 6 cloves of garlic sliced to really add some extra flavor. You can also add 2 tablespoons of water. So first and foremost, you got to preheat the oven to 275 degrees Fahrenheit so you can tell that this is being slow cooked. It's not being heated to 300 or 400. This is 275 degrees. Step 2 is you discard any flavoring packet from the corned beef. Brush the brisket with the browning sauce on both sides. Both sides are going to really help to cook the outside. When you put that juice on there, when you put the brush on there, when it heats up, it'll heat up, especially as it is a liquid. So that's going to help to cook the outside even more. Step 3 is you heat the vegetable oil in a large skillet over medium-high heat and brown the brisket on the both sides in the hot oil, 5 to 8 minutes per side. So with that, it's going to capture the flavor when it's being cooked on those sides. The fourth step in this is to place the brisket on a rack set in a roasting pan. This will help to kind of distribute the flavor a little bit more without it being too compacted. You scatter the onion and garlic slices over the brisket, and then you add some water to that roasting pan. Now, when you add water to the roasting pan, that'll help to cook it a little bit more faster. It also helps to give it a little bit more aroma. And then you cover the pan tightly with some aluminum foil. Make sure that it is tight on there. The fifth step is to roast in the preheated oven until the meat is tender. That'll be roughly about 6 hours. So please make sure someone is at home. You don't want to leave the house with the oven running. Make sure that someone who is there is able to watch it, just in case. And you can check up on it here and there occasionally. And then finally, the last step is to serve hot and enjoy. So this is not really too much of a backbreaking job to do. It just does take a little bit of time because it is slow cooked in that oven, because again, it is 275 degrees. Now, of course, you can check it regularly. You can get your thermometer out, stick it in the middle, and see what the temperature is. Now, of course, if you want to do a little bit more research on what you think would be the best temperature, then of course you can find those sources online. Or maybe you've had this experience before. You got to make sure that it is the right temperature by sticking it in the middle. So this is a really simple thing to do. It's an elegant dish. It's something delicious. And of course, if you want to try some different choices with it, there are different recipe options that are available. Now, of course, if you do like maybe a little bit of some mint jelly on the side to go with your corned beef, you can also do that too. Some other options include, of course, the raisin bread that you can enjoy. And if you want to, of course, have something a little extra there, you can enjoy a nice classical Green River soda, which is something that my family enjoys doing all the time whenever it is St. Patrick's Day. And of course, you can't go wrong. Wear the fashion, wear green, have the green tablecloth. We set out a St. Patrick's Day tablecloth in our family. We even decorate the house a little bit for St. Patrick's Day too. And we have fun with it. We make a moment of it. It's something that the family and us, we all enjoy, right? So it's something to do. And again, it's not really that difficult to make. The meat is already there in and of itself. You add the spices, you cook it. It just does take some time. It's 6 hours, so make sure that you are giving yourself plenty of time to make sure that you have enough time to serve it, because you can also be cooking some other food on the side too. So make sure you time it out correctly there. Make sure that, more importantly, you enjoy it too. Don't be too hard on yourself if it maybe gets a little bit burned. Don't be too afraid if you think, wow, 6 hours, that seems like a really long time. I don't know. I feel like it's going to get burned. But again, because it is at that 275 degrees, that does help to, And then, of course, you want to reheat it later on. You have leftovers. Then you can amplify up the degrees level in the oven up to 350 degrees. And that'll, of course, help to re-warm it. It is already cooked, so you'll already re-warm it. It might maybe cook a little bit more on the outside, but that's totally okay too, especially. So definitely a good recipe to try out, especially with St. Patrick's Day coming around the corner here. You don't want to miss out on this opportunity to give it a try. And thank you again, Greg, for sending me this recipe, this corned beef recipe. And he says, again, you'll never have to boil it again. Again, it is definitely a slower cooked process, but it's not too difficult to do. It's just a little bit more on the time-consuming side because our lovely ovens are doing that work of cooking it for us. So definitely give it a try. Check it out at allrecipes.com. If you would like this particular recipe sent to you, feel free to email me, Matt at WRMN1410.com. I can send it off your way as a link so that you can get it to try out. There's still time if you're wondering, gosh, what am I going to have for St. Patrick's Day dinner? If anything, I've got nothing planned. There you go. Give it a try. Braised corned beef brisket. The time is 47 past the hour. We're going to take our final time out. When we come back, we're going to discuss more on what's happening locally here in the Fox River Valley area, keeping you in tune here on WRMN. That's what we love to do. And we appreciate everyone tuning in and being a part of the community with us for the community. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more here on Out to Lunch, WRMN. Since 1960, Fox Valley Fire and Safety has been dedicated to caring for our customers and protecting our community. What began in a family basement with just 2 employees has grown into a team of more than 300, supported by nearly 200 service vehicles. But our mission has never changed. We're here to keep the people and businesses we serve safe. Our service technicians are available 24/7, 365 days a year across Northern Illinois, because your safety can't wait. To learn more, visit foxvalleyfire.com or call 847-695-5990. A proud member of the Elgin Area Chamber of Commerce, supporting the local business community.
Kids today live in a world full of social pressure, bullying, and substance abuse. LEAD has a solution. LEAD connects law enforcement agencies with schools to deliver tested, proven, and effective anti-drugs and violence training to kids. Learn more about LEAD, Law Enforcement Against Drugs and Violence, and our work to create safer, healthier communities at leadrugs.org or on social media at We Are LEAD. Sponsored by LEAD, Inc.
Ready to tackle your junk piles? Call the Junk Luggers. From old furniture to entire cleanouts, we do the heavy lifting. And here's the best part. We rehome and recycle as much as possible to keep it all out of landfills. Feel good about your cleanout the green way. Call 1-800-LUG-JUNK or visit junkluggers.com today for your eco-friendly, stress-free service.
Here on WRMN AM 1410, we like to keep you informed and in tune to what's happening here in the Fox River Valley and what's going on here on WRMN. We recognize the importance of local radio to be a part of the conversation and to be a part of the community for the community.
You know, we talked about the importance of community theater, but supporting community radio is a big deal too. And, you know, for WRMN, this is a really cool thing that you guys do every day and a really important thing. You have to have a local media outlet to talk about what's going on in your town. So you guys do a nice job.
Tune in to AM 1410, WRMN. Don't forget, you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/WRMN Radio. Keep in tune and informed on what's happening here in the Fox River Valley, right here on WRMN. And welcome back, folks, here to Out to Lunch on WRMN, the voice of the valley and the talk of the town. We are broadcasting live here from Studio 14. We are serving you, the Fox River Valley area. It is the afternoon time. We are seeing the sky starting to be a little bit more on the sunnier side of things, although it is quite windy outside today. We've got Greg here in the comments section. Buy a corned beef with the seasoning packet and throw that packet away. Do not buy a corned beef that already has the seasonings already in the juice. Very important. And he also says he loves the Green River soda. Yes, Greg, I do too. It's very cool. And there's a cool history also behind how that started. They were originally a company that sold liquor. And then, of course, Prohibition happened. And they're like, now, wait a minute. We're not going to close our business just because we can't sell darned liquor anymore. So we're going to make something a little different. And they made Green River soda, which is a delicious treat to have. I only have it once a year, and that is when I have it. So I'm glad, Greg, you like it. And thank you again so much for sending that recipe to me. Always greatly appreciated, of course, as always. Sending hearts your way into the chat. And again, if you would like that recipe sent out to you, feel free to reach out to me and I can send it your way. With the time remaining here, let's just hop on and see what we have going on here locally in the Fox River Valley area. The Elgin Police Department did post, of course, here of our interview from today in this week's episode of Fridays with the Finest. Chief Lally joined by Commander Heather Lencioni and financial analyst Lacey Roberts from the Elgin Police Department to discuss importance of employee wellness. And that is so important too. And it's so cool hearing the story about Heather and Lacey joining together to consider this and how, of course, Chief Lally was like, absolutely go for it. So if you want to watch it, we recommend checking it out. You can find it on our YouTube page, youtube.com/WRMN Radio. So thank you so much to the Elgin Police Department, of course, for all that you do. We so greatly appreciate it. They also did recently post here calling all the artists. Art has always been, of course, a way on how we tell the truth when words fall short. This April, be a part of the 6th annual Heroes Unite Autism Acceptance Celebration. They are going to be celebrating their 2nd annual interactive art installation that will live inside the Elgin Police Department. So this is a really cool display that's coming up. And they're calling on artists who want their work to matter. If your art will be a part of the citywide statement that says autistic lives are worthy, autistic voices are powerful, and autistic people belong here. So this is a call for artists. They're seeking bold, brilliant, heart-lit artists, creating original, interactive pieces that celebrate autism acceptance, inclusion, and the limitless potential of our community. Selected artwork will be displayed at the Elgin Police Department as a visible commitment to the autism community and to build a city where everyone belongs. So please feel free to check this out. If you want to check out more information on this, you can find it. It's posted on their Facebook page. That's Elgin Police Department. That's facebook.com/Elgin Police. Let's see some other things that are going on here locally. Let's see what's going on here with the Elgin Area Chamber of Commerce. Always a great one to be a part of course. We are a part of it here on WRMN. If you are not a part of it yet and you are in the Fox River Valley area, be a member. They recently posted, of course, that success happens at the Elgin Area Chamber. The energy at their recent 2026 annual meeting at the Grand Victoria Casino was proof. When the Elgin business community comes together, incredible things happen. And they are, of course, celebrating so many great visionaries, risk takers, and change makers who are driving the local economy forward. So if you want to read the annual meeting recap, see the excellence in action, please feel free to check it out for more information. You can find that on the Elgin Area Chamber of Commerce on their Facebook page. Very, very cool. I recognize some people, including Daria Shulishova, who I had on the air with me not too long ago for Desserts Without Regrets. And let me tell you, it was not a regret. Very cool. A couple other places, of course, that are open today. It is a Foodie Friday, so if you are looking for some fun St. Patrick's Day deals, go to some of these local businesses and organizations to give them a try. We also, excuse me, my goodness. I don't know what was going on with my voice there. I was breathing in a lot of air. We do want to go through, of course, some of the national days to recognize. It is National Coconut Torte Day today, so if you're having a little bit of a sweet tooth, it is definitely a rich dessert featuring the decadent flavor of coconut, and it's decorated with it too. Coconut lovers out there may enjoy this holiday savoring the delicious taste of this rich dessert. This is a torte, something that's refreshing, something that might remind you maybe of going to the islands because of the coconut. Reminds you of the summer times, drinking the pina coladas, right? All that good stuff. Having a nice coconut torte for the sweet tooth lovers out there, especially the coconut lovers too. Today is also National Canine Veterans Day today, recognizing the dedicated canine units who have served since World War II. A lot of things have changed after the bombing of Pearl Harbor that happened back in 1941. We rationed oil, leather, and rubber. The military drafted men into service. Women rolled up their sleeves and built war supplies, all of that. And dogs were called on duty too. So this is a day to recognize and celebrate the canines. And don't forget, of course, recognize the canine veteran. Learn more about their service, their history, and their training too. So very good day to recognize and celebrate. It is also National Jewel Day today for all the jewelry lovers out there, including myself, of course, and also the jewels that are featured. I don't think I'm wearing any. No, I'm not wearing any jewels today. I'm not. Well, I don't know. I don't know what this is. This is some sort of a rock on my ring here. I don't know what kind of. It's a very dark blue granite kind of a rock. Excuse me. I'm not quite sure what it is. I'll maybe have to use an app to identify it. It's definitely real, though. I can tell it is, so that's cool. Recognizing the precious and semi-precious stones that go into some beautiful pieces of jewelry. You can find a lot of them, too, at these different markets. Definitely want to check those out. Flea market season is here. Now, my birthstone is aquamarine, so that's a favorite of mine. I do enjoy that. I do like a nice emerald, though, too. Maybe a pearl or a ruby. There's a lot of different ones that are out there, right? So celebrate today by recognizing your birthstone. That could be a day. Or just check out all the cool jewels that are around the area. And if you're looking for some really cool ones, local Fox Valley businesses that sell jewelry, good way to go too. This does wrap it up here for Out to Lunch. A little bit of a shorter segment here on a Friday, but I appreciate everyone tuning in today. Of course, as always, get outside today if you can, enjoying the sun, but it is quite windy, so I just want to remind you about that. It's coming towards me on this side, so if you're driving the opposite direction, especially on the tollway, please be careful. Whenever it's windy, the wind's hitting in your direction, you're going towards it, and it's coming towards you. Yeah, it can cause some trouble and some swaying, so just be careful with that, of course. We hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. More local programming will coming up in just a bit. We've got the Life Experiences with William Pellerino. Stay tuned for that and have a spectacular rest of the day and a